YouTube, what is happening? And welcome back to the 5th edition of Sports Talk with Camden on a Monday. You're seeing this on a Monday. Today is Sunday. Yeah, that sounds about right. We're about 15 minutes removed from the Miami Heat's Game 2 victory in the NBA Finals against the Denver Nuggets, where they won by 3 points. Jamal Murray couldn't hit the shot at the end to win the game. Before I get into this, if you're liking the videos, if you're enjoying them, subscribe, do all that good stuff, make that number go up because it's the only thing keeping me sane. But let's start with the Miami Heat. Now, as a team, this is a huge win because this actually gives the Miami Heat a chance in the NBA Finals, right? Like, I feel like a good 75% of the audience, at least I was one of them, where I was like, hey, Miami's most likely not going to be able to compete with Nikola Jokic. He's going to get everything he wants, and he did. And it still didn't matter because even though he dropped 41 and 11 and had, 3 assists, it wasn't enough to win the game. And Miami, who won 111 to 108, were the better team in the fourth quarter, right? After the first quarter, they led by 3, and it was like, hey, Miami actually is going to be in this game today. Where against Denver last game, it was like Denver started out on fire, they finished on fire, and just in that fourth quarter, Miami had that run that brought it to like an 8-point game or a 9-point game, but it didn't really matter because Denver was always in control of game 1. But in game 2, it felt like Miami was right there, and even though Denver did lead by 15, it was like, you know what? Miami's not out yet. And they went into the fourth quarter down by 8. And that was when Duncan Robinson was like, let me put the team on my back. You know, Duncan Robinson, he's one of my favorite players. I tell my family this all the time because I have him in all my 2K mobile games. Every time I play 2K mobile on my phone, I get Duncan Robinson because his 3-point is just so high. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I really don't care about him at all. And he went to Michigan, so like I hate him. Yeah, I'm saying nice things about a Michigan player, so you know that he must be special. But he had some bad games so far in the playoffs, but when he's on, and he had those, 10 straight points for himself where he didn't miss a shot, and it was like, whoa. Caleb Martin still didn't have that great of a game, and he's getting a little bit less minutes, and I'm wondering if it's because Spoelstra knows his potential, where Spoelstra's like, hey, this guy is not having that great of a game, let's go and just bring his minutes down a little bit. Meanwhile, you look at Gabe Vincent, who had 23 points in this game, and Max Strus, who had 14 points for this game. He started out a little bit better than he finished, which is why we didn't see Max Strus later in the game. We saw Gabe Vincent, we saw Duncan Robinson, because Spoelstra knows who's hot, and he's going to leave those guys on the court. That's why we didn't see Kevin Love later in the game, and that's why we saw Jimmy, Bam, Gabe Vincent, Duncan Robinson, Lowry was in for a little bit. But Spoelstra knows whose guys are going to be hot, and that's why he puts together the best lineup that's going to win this game. And like Max Strus, who had a good first quarter, he was hitting a couple threes, and then he kind of went cold, and he was like, done. You know, we see what's going on here, so let's go and put in someone else. And I know you look at Max Strus, and it's like, hey, he was plus 14 in the game, but now he did his job. He did exactly what he needed to do. Shot 40% from 3, 40% from the field, because all he shoots is 3-pointers. And then you got guys like Jimmy Butler, who had huge buckets in the fourth quarter. I mean, that 3-pointer in the corner, I'm not going to lie, I've watched enough Miami Heat basketball where I realize that I don't think a Jimmy Butler 3 is the best shot that you can get in a possession. But there he is in the corner with a guy kind of close to him, and he pops it, and it's like, this is a Jimmy Butler shot, and it goes in. You're like, of course it does, because he's Jimmy Butler. And then on the very next possession, he gets that and one. Now, one thing I will say, Denver fans, if I see the narrative, because I haven't checked social media since the end of the game, that it was Denver versus the refs. Y'all are high, because, no, they're not. I mean, go look at the foul. That foul there on Aaron Gordon, that was a foul. He's in his landing zone. That one on, I think it was Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, where Kyle Lowry got fouled in 3-pointer. He's in his landing space. Don't play dumb basketball. Down the stretch, at least for the last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, or the first 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, Denver did not play winning basketball, and that's why Miami got that great run. They weren't playing smart, and Jokic even was getting frustrated. He had back-to-back fouls, boom, boom, offensive and defensive. It's like, dude, don't do that, because now Miami, every time they get fouled, they're going to the free throw line, and that's why later in the game, with 40 seconds left, Bam Adebayo just had 2 free throws, and that won them the game. With a couple minutes left, Denver did make that great run, and they hit a couple threes, back-to-back threes, to put them within 3 or within 6. And I will say this, I don't know if any of y'all caught this, but Mike Breen had a similar call that was like the Ray Allen, Chris Bosh 3-pointer. And if you go back to a minute left, it was like rebound Jokic, back out to Murray, his 3-pointer, bang. And I was sitting there listening, I was like, what did he just say? That sounded exactly like what he said. And what was it, the 2013 finals where Miami beat San Antonio in that game 6. So if y'all noticed that, let me know, because I noticed that and I was like, huh? It was just weird. Now, yeah, back to the foul thing. Denver, don't foul. They had 21 fouls, okay? That's way too many, and I get it. Miami had more, but still, their fouls didn't come as crucial, I guess. I know both teams were in the bonus there at the end, but it felt to me like Denver's fouls were just deflating. You can't be fouling like that. Missed a couple of free throws. I don't think that really mattered, even though you look, they did miss 3 free throws, and they did lose by 3. If you're a Miami Heat fan, you should be very happy. You should be like, hey, we just went into Denver, a team that was previously undefeated at home, and beat them in their home court. And Nikola Jokic still scored 41 points. So it's like, why can't we win a couple games at home? Why can't we go up 2-1, or why can't we go up 3-1, or why can't we just win a game at home and put this series back to Denver? And also, guess who didn't play today that was supposed to? Tyler Hero. So will he come back next game? Back in Miami, game 3 return. I watched him warm up game 1. Hand looks pretty good. It looks like he's able to shoot the ball, which is all you need him to do, really. And so if Tyler Hero comes back, huge addition for Miami. Don't know how he's going to be able to fit into the roster with a bunch of these guys playing good. Luckily, I'm not the coach of the Miami Heat, so it's not for me to decide. I'm sure Spoelstra will figure it out. So that's why Miami should be happy. And if you're the Denver Nuggets, you shouldn't feel that bad. I know you just kind of lost home court, but Jamal Murray is not going to shoot that bad. I know when you look at the numbers, he was like, a little bit below 50% from the field, a little bit below 40% from 3. But he was awful going to that fourth quarter. I think he had 10 points. But still, it was a way below average game for Jamal Murray. And so he's going to be fine. So if you're a Nuggets fan, you're like, we've been the best team in the playoffs. We swept the Lakers, and we beat the Kevin Durant Phoenix Suns in 6. So it's like, we got nothing to worry about. We've played less games. Miami's had a way longer road. They might be starting to get a little tired. And Miami shot like 50% from 3. They're 17 for 35 exactly. That ain't going to happen again. All right, Denver shot below 40% from 3, which they haven't been that great of a three-point shooting team, but both teams that should average out a little bit, because there's no way Miami's going to be as hot as they were in this game, and there's no way Denver's going to be as cold as they were in this game. So both teams shouldn't take too much away. I mean, it was a great game, right? I'm so glad that I got to watch all 48 minutes of this basketball game instead of making ice cream at my job. So that was happy for me. Shout out my boss for letting me off on Sundays. But next week I work 6 out of 7 days, so that's like, that's gonna suck. But very happy for you. I live about 4 hours away from Miami, so I don't see myself going to game 3. But I texted my friend, I was like, we going to game 3? Because that would be something special. Now looking forward, what happened in this game that stopped the Nuggets from winning? And I think you look, Jokic got his, but they still lost. And it's because you look, he didn't get his triple-double, which, I mean, stats you can call meaningless, but he wasn't able to dish the ball as effectively, right? He took way more shots in this game than he did in the last game, but he wasn't able to find his teammates to hit open shots as much as they were in the first couple games. Like Michael Porter Jr. shot 1 for 6 from 3. I think if you're Denver, it's just like, make the adjustments you need. I'm not a coach, so I don't know what those adjustments are. And you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine to win game 3. And if you're Miami, ride the momentum. Right, you guys started really hot. I turned on the game. Miami was up by 11. I was like, whoa. Now, Denver fans, if you're going to say I'm biased because I called everything a foul on you guys, I don't think that this clip from my 2K game was a foul. Go watch that because, like, what was that play? Who even knows? That was awful. I hated that. All right, last thing we do before we get out. I'm not changing my prediction. Nuggets in 6 still. I feel like Jokic just dropped 41. He's going to go back to the locker, tired, huffing and puffing. I'm sitting here trying to find things to not like about Jokic, and I'm like, why is he so good? Like, I'm watching this dude take 7 dribbles from his own free throw line, like the free throw line on the other side, to the other free throw line, and no one getting in front of the ball. And I'm like, how is nobody getting their body in front of him? It's like, because they can't. Like, he's keeping him on his hip. Jokic is just, get off me, boom, easy little floater. And it's like, what do you do to stop this guy? I mean, he's going to score 41, or he's going to score 30 and get a triple-double. You can't really limit him. So he's going to be just as hard to guard next game. And yeah, it's going to come down to Jamal Murray. It's going to come down to Jamal Murray being better than he was in this game. After watching that game, I would pick Miami to win game 3. But give me 2 days and I'm probably going to switch that to Denver, which doesn't mean anything because Denver been the better team all season. I think Miami just played better in this one game, but hey, it was a very important game to win. Last thing, again, not switching my prediction. Nuggets in 6 still feel good about that. I'm leaning more towards a Nuggets in 6 or Nuggets in 7, where at the start of the series, I was leaning towards Nuggets in 5, Nuggets in 6. So I feel like the Heat just got themselves another half game in the series, because it's like you won one of the first 2, not game 3 or game 4. So now it's like you just got to win 1 out of the next 3 to really be in the series, if you want my opinion. Like, instead, if they lose both these games, they got to win 1 of the next 1 or 1 of the next 2 to be in this game. So yeah. But yes, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Give me a thumbs down. Actually, yeah, don't like the video. Don't like it. Give me a thumbs down. I want a thumbs down in this video. If you didn't like it, or if you did like it, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, that's what we're doing. But y'all stay good. I'm gonna go record my video for Wednesday. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.